Commissioner Horrocks today. He's out of town. If you haven't, please silence your phones. Also, make sure that you also check in the back, please. We will get started with a prayer by Deanna Nyberg, followed by Becky Richards in the pledge.
Our dear Heavenly Father, we are grateful to be here today to discuss the matters of Uintah County, and we ask you to bless us as we make these decisions, that the people who are presenting and those making decisions will have the best interests of the county at heart. And we are grateful for the community we live in, and we ask you to continue to bless it to grow and prosper and to bless its citizens. And we ask these things in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you both. All right, Mr. Wilkins, you're first on for review and counter signature of certified list of claims. Oh, I'm sorry. I already got that done, Mike. What's the problem? Okay, we have approval of the minutes for December 18th and December 10th.
I make a motion that we... Hold on, I'm not
19th, 18th and 19th, I'm sorry.
I make a motion that we approve the December 18th work session minutes and December 19th commission meeting minutes.
I'll second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Passed. Mr. Wilkins, I just want you to get up here and get prepared, and I see you aren't. Mm-hmm.
Okay, Commissioners, I have warrants from 3 weeks now. First one, let's go back to December 21st, 23. We had, the amount is $977,025.23. There's a couple of big ones in that. One's BHI for $529,306 for ice rink, Murray Motor for $43,300 for a new assessor vehicle, and UBAG for $16,000 for a homeless contribution there to that one. January 28th, in the amount of $155,683.43. There wasn't anything on that one, just normal liability issues.
I believe you meant December 28th. Is that
Sorry,
correct?
what did I say?
January.
Sorry, December 28th of 23.
And what was the amount again?
$155,683.43.
Okay, thank you.
The next one is January 4th of 24. This one was a big one. $1,942,314.09. There was several on these that are one-time payments that are come up at the first of each year. Also, when this, so the first one here, we had a basin land and title, $23,245. The county purchased some property next to Western Park. Ice rink system, $20,500. We paid our annual Indigent Defense Council for $18,941. There was a check for $409,600 to the Cemetery Association. That is back to us. Our Utah County's indemnity pool, this pays our liability insurance, our workers' comp insurance for the whole year, $731,542. We also have our UAC dues of $42,248. Holland equipment for a salt and sand screen for $150,000, and a again another one to Holland equipment for a stainless steel flow, $10,800. And another one to Young Buick GMC, $67,457. This was a pickup for the road department. And we do have one claim, Commissioners, that we need to present here. It's check number 389779 to Techno Alpine for $8,654.91. These are checks for the snowmaking equipment that had been being emailed to another department, another employee that no longer is over that, and they finally just came in all at once on us. So some of these are 2022 invoices also, 2022 and 2023. So that is, I need to present that one as a claim for approval.
Okay. Do we have a motion?
Real quick on a question for the claim. Did those come in within do we have record that they were received by the county within a year?
Within a year of it, they were emailed in to a prior employee that's no longer there. So they had made initiation to get the invoices. I was with you on that one. 2021 is the oldest one, November 15th of 2021. So that one is past the 2 years, but they had made claim. It just was going to a person's email that wasn't sending them on.
Was the email still in existence? Or,
Yes.
So it wasn't sending a rejection back to?
No.
Okay.
Nobody,
Okay.
without giving the name of the employee, that should have been forwarding them on to someone else.
Okay.
Okay, do we have a motion?
I would make a motion that we approve the Techno Alpine claim for $8,654.91.
Correct.
I'll second that. Do we have a vote?
Aye.
Aye. Passes. Okay, next, Mr. Wilkins, we have tax matters.
I do, Commissioners. The first one here is serial number 051280218. This was a veterans exemption that was given to this property. This individual sold the property like January 5th of 2023. So the name still showed the veteran owned it, but the in care of went the other way. Since then, it's been sold again, and when it was sold again, that's when we realized that they don't get the exemption. So we're taking that off, so now that's going back on this property. So the new owners or past owners will be paying that one. So serial number 051280218, removing the veterans exemption of $1,722.38.
Okay, do we have a motion?
I would make a motion that we approve, is this called an abatement?
We're reversing that
Reverse,
abatement.
That's what I was gonna say, it's like
Yeah.
a reverse abatement, okay? On serial number 051280218, in the amount of $1,722, and I erased it, is it
38 cents.
38 cents.
I'll second. Vote?
Aye.
Aye. Passes.
And there's one other tax matters that, there he is, Trevor has from the assessor's office.
Hi, Commissioners. Trevor from the Assessor's Office. Trevor Morrill from the Assessor's Office. We have a request for escaped property tax to collect escape property tax, and this is for serial number 050260012. And the reason for this is because this property was previously owned by Vernal City, and they sold it to a private owner during the year of 2023, and it didn't get changed to taxable status. So we adjusted that for the amount of time that they owned it during 2023. And the amount is for $406.64.
That would be another one that's not abating, we're actually collecting, I guess. So you call it escape tax?
Yes, it's a request for escape tax.
Okay. I would make a motion that we approve this escape tax on serial number 050260012 in the amount of $406.64.
I'll second. Vote?
Aye.
Aye. Passes.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
My pencil.
All right, Mr. Wilkins, you're on with ordinance number 01.
No, let's go back one more tax
Oh,
matter. This
you
is
got one
on-
more?
This is actually on the agenda. This is the final approval for the 2023 abatements. There's a state reimbursable abatement circuit breaker on low-income properties. we assisted 250 homeowners at amount of that will build the state for $159,910.36. And then there was mobile homes. These are mobile homes in a trailer park. There was 7 of those at $527.27. So total request for reimbursement from the state will be $160,437.63. Now we also have the non-reimbursable abatements. We have 8 property owners that are blind that received a taxable value of $85,375 for a tax amount of $767.12. Circuit breaker on the county part, these are, if they qualify for the state circuit breaker, the county also has to eat some more of it. Taxable value on that was $6,942,941, or taxes of $63,757.86. There was indigent. There was 15 indigent people in the community that applied within the deadline to qualify for that one. 834,104 for a total tax of $7,481.09. And then our veterans, these are veterans that were disabled in line of service, 222 of them for a total value of $31,607,148. Total tax being abated there was $287,641.96. This is for the entire year of 2023. So the total on that one is for total value of $39,469,568. Non-reimbursable monies of $520,085.66.
Wow, I think I missed half of those.
Just to
But-
prove the 2023 abatements. How's that? As presented.
Okay, I did miss one amount, though, I wanted to get. It was the indigent. You said 7,400, and was it $81?
$81.09.
9 cents, okay. All right, thank you. So do we add all those together, though, or what is the total that the county
The
absorbs,
county is
I
going
guess?
to, that's a total. 160,000 we'll get back from the state, and the difference, 287, difference between that and about 380,000 will come, the county eats.
That we pay for that program, okay. All right.
You have a
I-
motion.
I would make a motion that we approve the abatements as presented.
I'll second that. Vote?
Aye.
Aye. Passes. Anything else tax matter-wise?
No,
Then
thank
let's
you.
go on to the ordinance, sir.
Okay, Commissioners, present ordinance number 0108-2024. This is campaign financial reporting. This was presented in the work session yesterday. There was one paragraph that was added at the recommendation of the county attorney on that one, and it is paragraph number 10. If the candidate is the incumbent Uintah County Clerk, the candidate shall provide written notice to the Uintah County attorney stating compliance with the reporting requirements herein. Such notice shall state the date of compliance and this be signed by the candidate. Failure to provide the said notice may lead to the same penalties set forth in the ordinance and state law. Everything else is the same as what was presented and discussed in that. And this will be effective upon 15 days after the enactment of this ordinance. And we will then forward this. We have notified all the candidates there would be a change coming, and we will forward every one of them that have filed a copy of this new
I
ordinance.
did have a question.
Yes.
I had this brought up to me by an individual from the community. Anyone who's running for one of these offices that are open, they don't have to file within this filing deadline. If they're unaffiliated, they can,
Everyone has to file the campaign report,
so I mean, if
whether
they
they're
were going to
affiliated,
run.
unaffiliated, or what.
That's what I was wondering. They said no, if they were running unaffiliated, they can gather signatures, and as long as they turn those in by March 5th, they're on the ballot.
Okay, that's a different, okay. If someone wants to file as an unaffiliated candidate, they can still file till March 5th. That is a quirk in the law for this year. I'm sure the legislature will take care of that quirk in the law in this legislative session, but that has nothing to do with the campaign disclosure
Oh,
statement.
true.
That is the filing deadlines.
Right, sorry, but since this did talk about filing deadlines, that made me think of that question.
This is filing of the campaign disclosure
Right,
statement.
after the financial disclosures,
Right, the
correct?
financial discosure statements.
Sorry, that was
So
a
yes,
question off
the
subject.
declaration of candidacy for all the open offices, according to being affiliated with any party, was yesterday. Like I say, this came about when Senator Kennedy decided to run for president, came and did his big campaign thing here, and then he found out he had to do, so he pushed the state. They took it to the courts. Courts come back and said, yep, state, you got a window here that you didn't address. So she felt if you're going to do that for the president, she had to follow the same thing for all the other candidates, choosing to file as an unaffiliated candidate.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Okay, do I have a motion for ordinance 0108-202401?
I would make a motion to approve ordinance number 0108-202401, campaign financial reporting.
I'll second. Vote.
Aye.
Aye. Passes.
Thank you.
All right, Zeke.
Hello, Commissioners. Zeke, Atwood, Purchasing and Grants Office. We had an RFP out for the construction of the pretrial services offices over in the Public Safety Complex. We did receive 2 bids on that, one from Green River Construction and one from Morton Electric. We had a 3-panel review committee look at these 2 bids yesterday. They found that one of the bids did not meet the mandatory minimum requirements addressed in the RFP, and the other one did. So they scored the one that did, and the bid for Green River Construction is who they recommended to the commission for approval. The Green River Construction bid came in at $297,100. Morton Electric's bid came in at $301,750. Morton Electric did not receive a score on the tally due to their not meeting the mandatory minimums, and so with that, the committee's recommendation is to award the proposal to Green River Construction.
Okay. I have a question. When we do have these bids and they do not meet the requirements, do we ever go back to them and talk to them about why they didn't meet the requirements?
We don't reach out to them. I send them the score sheet so they can see where they passed and failed, but unless they come requesting further information, which they can, and grab anything that way. But
I would like to see us actually reach out to them, if possible. I mean, it's something to discuss so that they can understand why they were not considered and didn't meet the qualifications.
yeah, I think all the ones we've had so far, I think we've only had 1 or 2 that didn't meet the mandatory minimums, and we have had a conversation. So I don't think there's any that's gone by that hasn't had a conversation, but if there is one, I'll make sure we at least
Or
reach
at
out.
least help them understand that they have that option, that if they didn't meet the qualifications, they're welcome to come talk to us about that.
Yeah, and I do send them a letter indicating that, letting them know they didn't get awarded and why, so
Okay.
they do get that also.
That would be great. Thank you.
Okay. In this particular case, we're gonna find more money. It's about 100,000 more than we expected. So,
Do we need
We
to
can
table
award-
this until we can look at
I
that?
would table it until we can do a little work on that, see if we can come up with some money.
Okay,
Okay? So we'll table that for 2 weeks.
okay, do that.
2 weeks? We don't have a meeting next week because of the holiday?
Right.
Okay.
Thank you.
Is that going to cause any problem?
Yes. But we want to start
I'm
building
looking
tomorrow.
at you, Jamin.
I think we need to make sure we have the money before we sign a contract, so that's always a good thing to do, so.
Okay. I just didn't know if you were going to say, hey, I have more money. We can use this money. Okay. Okay.
And yes, I've talked to Charmaine.
All right.
All right, moving right along. Travis Campbell, Innovation Hub Interlocal Agreement.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. Travis Campbell with the Economic Development Office. I'm here today to present the interlocal agreement between Uintah County and Vernal City to support the Innovation Hub. The hub is it's a great resource for the community. It's a co-working space that offers low rent office space, conference room space, and meeting space, among other amenities to local entrepreneurs and business startups. The county also we administer a number of programs out of the hub itself. We have a full-time computer coding program that we offer, a monthly general contractor licensure course, and then we do a lot of work for our annual business pitch competition out of the hub as well. Like I said, it's a great asset to the community, gets a lot of use, gets a lot of support. So this interlocal agreement will doesn't make any significant changes to that working relationship with Vernal City, just spells out the details, and of course can always be revisited if needed. So, any questions for me?
I don't think so. I think it's been a great investment in our community to help, I guess, incubate or help new businesses start, and to help other, what do I want to say, trades, in our community that we felt were needed or the public has brought to our attention. We've tried to help work with them. And I think it's important to note that we also work with UB Tech on some of these custom fit type things for businesses. So they do work well together, and it's been a great asset, I believe, to our community.
It's a great resource.
And with that, I would make a motion that we approve the interlocal agreement with the Innovation Hub as presented.
I'll second. Vote.
Aye.
Aye. Passed.
Thank you.
Mr. Cook, interagency snow grooming agreement review and approval.
Michael Cook, Uintah County. So this is to review and approve an agreement that's been in place a long time. It's called the Challenge Cost Share Agreement between the County of Uintah and County of Daggett and the USDA Forest Service and Ashley National Forest. So it's what it is. It's an interagency agreement for snow grooming, the snowmobile trails. It just allows these agencies to groom the trails on the forest, and also allows us to bill for reimbursement to the forest for the amount of up to $1,500. This is a 5-year agreement. It'll terminate on the 15th of December in 2028. But it's signed every year, just ratified every year. And this year it's up, so for renewal. But it is something that we've been doing for a long time, the snow grooming and this agreement. So.
We did talk about this yesterday, that this is one of 2 different ones we have. Is that correct?
Yeah.
What's the other one called?
The other one is the MOU between the Office of Outdoor Recreation and Uintah County, and it actually pertains to the snowcat. It's the MOU that says the state will provide a snowcat, Uintah County and Daggett County will use that snowcat to groom the trails, do the minor maintenance, check the oil, antifreeze, and train the groomers, train the operators. But that's the other agreement and we're just working on some verbiage on it. I think we've basically got it worked out. So we'll probably be bringing it to the commission in a couple weeks.
Okay.
So.
Anything wrong with this one, John?
Okay.
Yeah, I'll take a motion.
With that, I would make a motion to approve the interagency snow grooming agreement as it's been presented.
I'll second. Call for a vote.
Aye.
Aye. Passes. Thank you, Mike. All right, mineral lease allocations. Ms.
Okay.
Norton.
Yes. Okay, I would like to make a motion, I guess, that we Approve mineral lease allocations for the 2024 calendar year in the amount of $1 million to animal control, which would be $83,333.33 a month. To healthcare would be $2.2 million, which is $183,333.33 a month. To fire, it would be $2 million at $166,666.67 a month. And USSD 1 will receive $375,000 a month, which would be $4.5 million. And transportation will receive the remainder. The Uintah Transportation Special Service District will receive the remainder. Which there's no set amount, but it would receive the remainder of the funds that are received.
And this is contingent upon the amount of mineral lease money we get.
Well,
Monthly.
yeah, if we get less than 9 million, I believe is what, 9.7 million? 6, 7.
Correct.
If we get less than 9.7 million, then we will need to make an adjustment. But barring that, that is what I'm proposing.
Okay, we have a motion on the floor, and I'll second. Vote.
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Jenny Bird Grants, Independent Defense Commission. You've changed your looks, Jenny.
I did?
You have.
Well, I did shave this morning. Lance Dean, Public Defender Office. We applied for and received a grant from the Indigent Defense Commission. They approved $5,000 for us to set up a program in order to, we're going to track this, but we're going to pay for various evaluations and assessments of indigent clients. They want us to track this so we can get some statistics for them, and so they have given us this $5,000 award. We're asking for the commissioners to approve it and sign off on it.
Is that going to be enough to
No.
track this?
No, it won't.
Okay.
Stop at 5,000.
Okay, so it's a $5,000, is it considered a grant, or they just legislatively have assigned this?
It's an
or-
innovation grant.
Okay,
They just came out and said that they were taking applications at the end of last year, asking for us to give ideas of how to be creative and innovative. And we actually had an application asking for $10,000 to do 2 projects. They approved one of them.
okay. And this is just to track basically your indigent defense
Well-
clients?
Well, when assessments are ordered or when we feel the need to give our clients assessments, our office can now pay for those.
Oh, okay.
We have a motion.
I would make a motion that we approve this $5,000 Indigent Defense Commission grant, Innovation Grant Award.
I'll second. Vote.
Aye.
Aye. Passes. Thank you, Mr. Lance. Okay. All right. You're on.
Yes, Commissioners, I'll do these together because one of the agreements has a confidentiality provision in it. And so I'm just going to group items 11 and 12 together and tell you the grand totals for this public meeting. So Commissioners, we did discuss, since this dealt with litigation, we did discuss this in closed session yesterday. So just bringing it forward for approval. Today, we do have some settlement agreements with 2 parties, Mylan and Sun Pharmaceuticals. The total amount of those 2 contracts comes to, now this is total, not Uintah County share, of $1,047,500. In the distribution of those funds within the state of Utah, Uintah County gets approximately 3.374%. So we're anticipating that we would receive around $35,342.65 out of that settlement. The expenditure of those funds are still tied to the expenditure requirements that all of the other settlement funds are, so it will go into the opioid line item that Mike Wilkins' office is tracking and will be spent in the same way. So we'll get a little bit additional funds in there. These are one-time payments as opposed to some of the larger ones that are coming over an 18-year period. So we need approval of those two settlement agreements. And then I can, do you want me to just do the next one too?
Yes.
And
throw it in.
13. Okay, so 13 deals with our joint representation agreement that we have among a number of different counties. And it's with our law firm that is handling the outside counsel. And it simply just states that the funds will be distributed according to all the prior agreements that have been approved. And if there are any overages and attorney's fees that aren't covered by the nationwide attorney bank account fund, that a percentage would come out of these funds. So it's a real simple one, really a half-page agreement that just states that it's subject to those prior agreements. And it lists the distribution amounts, and that's where I have the 3.374%. So if I can get approval of those three agreements, that would be
You need to sign.
really good. And then,
You need approval to sign it?
and then, yeah, they need to be signed.
Do you need it?
Do I need
Are
it?
you gonna sign them?
No, this would
Okay.
come from the commission.
All right.
And you said, so we're receiving that same percentage as we would have to pay attorney's fees if it went over, is the same
So
percentage?
there's a certain percentage in attorney's fees on all the litigation. There is a nationwide attorney account that has been set up, and the attorneys have been pulling from that account to pay that percentage. If that account doesn't have enough money, then it would be pulled out of this $1 million
Before it's distributed?
before it's distributed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it may, that's why I say it's approximately $35,000 and change, because there's other things that may come into play.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, thank you. So do we need separate motions on these?
I think
or-
you can do a motion to approve. I think if you just did a motion to approve and then read 11, 12, and 13 as
Okay.
presented would be fine.
Okay. I would make the motion then to approve the Mylan settlement, the Sun settlement agreements, and the distribution of funds agreement as presented.
No, second. Call for a vote.
Aye.
Aye. Approved. Thank you.
Commission.
I would like to make a motion that we recess into the Municipal Building Authority.
Okay, I'll second that.
Aye.
Aye. We will be in recess from regular going to municipal building authority. This will be a public hearing authorizing the issuance and sale of not more than $1.2 million taxable lease revenue bonds, Series 2024, for road equipment. Attorney Eric Johnson will be presenting.
Thank you. So there's three items on the agenda related to this funding. The public hearing is for funding an amount not to exceed $1.2 million. The lender is the Community Impact Board, and they say, because you don't have firm bids yet, please put a little extra in the notice. But the Community Impact Board has approved $1.5 million in funding with $510,000 in grant, $990,000 loan, 0 interest for 10 years. And so really the borrowing would be for $990,000, and those are the last two items on the agenda. The public hearing is for $1.2 million. Like I say, that's just cushion that the lender asked be placed in there. If you were to borrow on $1.5 million at the going interest rate today, you would repay over 10 years about $2 million. Instead, you're going to repay $990,000. So it's roughly subsidized 50%. And this is for road equipment for the county. And I just kind of wanted to review those basics, make sure that was before the public, before we opened it up to hear from them. Are there any questions from the commission If not, I'll just take a seat and be available to answer questions from the public.
Thank you.
No, that's good.
Okay, this will be time for public comment or public questions or anything else. Please limit your questions to 5 minutes. If you have any questions, please come forward to the microphones. Do we have any questions? All right. We'll close public comment, public hearing. And be back to you, sir.
You have two resolutions before you. One is for the building authority, the other is for the county commission. The building authority can only do what the county commission approves it to do. That's why there's two. And each one, so the building authority one says we approve the loan in the amount of $990,000 for the road equipment over 10 years, 0 interest. The one for the county commission says we authorize the building authority to approve that loan. Okay, so they're like your two hands. They're mirror images of each other coming together. So.
Okay. Do we have a motion?
I know we're approving a resolution. Are they not numbered, though? Like our ordinances? Yeah, they will have the same numbering scheme. Because it doesn't have a numbering on here. So I didn't know if I needed to address it with a number.
Yeah, you can add that to your motion if you want.
Resolution R, so it's R or? This one would be MBA 1. Oh, okay. MBA 1. Just that's it? MBA. 0109-2024, MBA 1. 2024-01. Okay. MBA 1. One more time. Okay. Okay. I would like to make a motion to approve the resolution 0109-2024 MBA 1, approving the authorization of what Eric Johnson said. How's that? As explained by Eric Johnson.
Perfect.
Yes.
Okay, I'll second that. Call for a vote.
Aye.
Okay, passes unanimously. We'll adjourn the MBA and reconvene in our commission meeting. Okay. We have a resolution pertaining to the authorizing the municipal building authority to approve and issue the taxable lease revenue bond of $990,000, Tier 24 for road equipment.
And that one would be 0109-2024 R1? Okay. So I would make a motion that we approve resolution 0109-2024 R1 as presented by Eric Johnson.
I'll second. It was painful, but
Aye.
we got through. Thank you very much. Appreciate you coming out, Eric. All right.
Oh, I said aye, but it
I
was
said
kind
aye
of quiet.
too, but that's okay.
Okay.
We got 2 ayes. We have a vote of 2 ayes.
Okay.
Okay, board appointments. Sonia?
Okay, I would like to make a motion that we appoint, can John make appointments, motions, acting as chair with 2 of us, or did all the motions have to come from me?
Let's just have them all come from you.
Okay,
It's cleaner,
okay.
yeah.
So I would make a motion that we appoint Shanna Wheeler to the Tri-County Health Board for a term of January 1st of 2024 to December 31st of 2026. Can we do these all together, or do we need separate? Okay, we will do these all together then.
Unless Commissioner Larson has a question about any of them,
Okay.
just do them all together.
Okay. And the Uintah County Fire Suppression Special Service District will appoint Chris Campbell for on Shanna Wheeler's, it was a 3-year term and with the Tri-County. and the Uintah County Fire Suppression Special Service District. There is one member for a 4-year term beginning January 1st, 2024 to December 31st, 2027. And putting the name of Chris Gamble. And for Uintah County Special Service District 1, there are 2 members. It'll be a 4-year term. So they will both be serving from January 1st of 24 to December 31st of 27. And the names are Joel Brown and Joe McKay. And also there's 2 more. We've got the Transportation Special Service District Board. There are 4 members. There will be 2 members that will have a 2-year term, since this is a newly, I don't know what we call this, John? A newly, reformed board. So these are all new members, and they have to have alternating terms. And they are to have 4-year terms. Once we get past the first 2 years, then they will all have 4-year terms. So I am proposing that Ryan Cook will be a 2-year term. He is representing Area 1, which is hard to explain, but we will get a map up on once we get a transportation district website. We will put that up on the website so everyone will be able to refer to that as to what the areas or region, districts, whatever you want to call them. We have divided the county into 4 areas, and we have found a representative from each area, and then a commissioner will serve as the 5th member of the Transportation Special Service District Board. So Ryan will be 1 member. He is serving in Area 1, which is almost everything east of Vernal Avenue on the north and south side of the county. Sean Labrum for Area 2, which will be the northwest side of Vernal, from Vernal Avenue west and north of Main Street, but that does not include Dry Fork or the west side of the county. And he will be serving a 4-year term. And Gary Kendall for a 4-year term, which he will be serving in Area 4, which will be the southwest side of the county, other than west of the valley. So he will be serving from Vernal Avenue west and south of Main Street. And his is a 4-year term as well. And Mark Raymond for a 2-year term. He is considered in Area 3, which would be anything west of the valley, including Dry Fork. So the 2-year terms will be from January 1st, 2024 to December 31st of 2025. And the 4-year terms will be January 1st of 2024 to December 31st of 2027. The last appointments that I'm aware of we need to make today are for the Uintah Water Conservancy District Board. There were 3 members that their terms were up. Dean Baker, Tyson Murray, and Greg Whitbeck. Dean Baker reapplied, and he is the only one that applied in his area. So we're requesting that he be reappointed to Area 4. And I believe these terms, we're going to say that it's a 5-year term? A 4-year term. It runs from January 9th of 2024, but to January 1st of 2028. And then Tyson Murray for Area 1. He will have these will all have the same term. And then the 3rd person will be Shad Jackson from Area 2. And that's it.
Okay.
What? They're all 4 years? Yes, those are all 4-year terms.
Okay, I will second that motion. Call for a vote.
Aye.
Aye. Vote passes.
And if anybody wants to look at the map for the Uintah Transportation Special Service District, I will see if there's a way, I don't know if we can put it up on the county website, but we'll try to get that up so it's available if anyone would like to view that and the different areas that we've outlined as a representative from each of those areas.
Okay. Yes, sir.
Question for council. Commissioner, Norton, are you going to be the representative on the transportation district? Does she need to be appointed by this commission to represent as,
I believe they've taken care of those when they do their board assignments
okay,
every year, and then they approve it. Isn't that how that's gone?
but
each year?
I don't know that was,
We
because it was
haven't-
SSD 1 at the time.
Right.
I'm wondering, just to be clear,
We have not approved the committee assignments or any board assignments for
Yeah.
this year yet. So that will not be able to be done though then until the 23rd.
I mean, where you're doing that
When are you
board, I
wanting to
thought
have
it
a
might be
meeting?
cleaner to,
Well, they were planning a meeting, the transportation board, I'd like to get one as soon as possible.
Before the 23rd?
Yes.
That's a good point then.
Can we do that now as board appointments, as one of the other board appointments?
Yeah, I mean, it falls under, it's a little out of sync of how we've done it, but usually we don't have this circumstance. So why don't you just put your name forward as the commissioner that will be on the transportation board? If Commissioner Larson approves of that, then he can second that motion or have more discussion.
Okay,
And then, so that way there just isn't any question, because those commission assignments usually come out earlier in the month. But obviously, there's been some extenuating circumstances, so.
yes, okay. Thank you. I would make that motion then. Thank you, Mike, for bringing that up. That I be appointed to the Uintah Transportation Special Service District Board as the representative for the county.
I will second that. Call for a vote?
Aye. Thank you.
Okay. Anything else? All right, we'll go into public comment. Public comment's time for public comment, not public debate. The county will listen to the comments made and take them into consideration. County will not respond to comments or answer questions. Comments might be something the county has the power to act on, or it might not be. This is a recorded public meeting. If someone would like to make a comment, they will need to wait until the microphone is available and state their name for the record. Please be respectful, no interrupting. Please wait your turn. A total of 10 minutes with a limit of 3 minutes per speaker. Anybody? Here he comes.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. Jeremy Raymond, Director of Uintah Fire District. So, first of all, thank you. I know you've got a lot of hard decisions and a lot of tough choices, and it's a balancing act sometimes, and so I appreciate all you do. I do have some concerns with creating new districts. As you are all well aware, min release money comes and goes. I think it would be very advantageous to get some discussion going for when the next time this money goes down, because it will. And we're going to be hurting for money. We are already hurting for money. The fire district asked for some more money 2024, and our money is staying the same for 2024. So we've got to tighten our belts, which we've already done. And I think that our district, along with other districts, we need to come up with some good ideas on how to find some more money somewhere, somehow. We need to get some good ideas, get some good discussion going, because adding a district will take away from other districts, which we have seen today. So I have some concerns with that. But again, I understand it is a very difficult decision that you all have to do, and looking at the big picture. So, yeah, those were my comments, and thank you. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Can we comment or should we not?
You should not.
Should not?
Typically, it's to receive public comment. I mean, you can always, after the meeting, if you want to talk, you can. Yeah.
Anyone else? Going once? Going twice? Call for a motion.
I make a motion, we adjourn.
I'll second.